What's going on, guys? My name is Aldeniro, and welcome to something a little bit different today. We're going to do a show match between two of the best players that I happen to have on my friends list. I just figured that I would try a different style of video. I've never casted a 1v1 before. It's definitely not my forte, but it's something that I feel like I should get good at, or get used to at least, because if there's ever going to be high-level gameplay on my channel, it certainly won't be me that's playing. So, today we have in the purple a Bavarian Tarantula, who is from Germany, despite everything that he says. He claims to be from Bavaria. He's playing as the Franks, and this is just a 1v1 on Arabia to start out with. It is a best of three. The second game will be on one of the other maps from the map pool queue in the ranked section of DE, and yeah, that's pretty much that. In the green, which is my favorite color, we have the big one, who is already gone to wood here. Only 4 on a goat, and then he's using his TC to kill the boar, and then he goes back in and has 5. He's playing as Mongols, so he's going to get that extra, the hunt bonus, and he actually has 6 on board. That's like a really interesting start, what I just saw there. I've never seen that particular build before, because I stick to everything as tightly as possible, because I am what they refer to in the business as a noob. So the maps actually look fairly balanced. I think it's going to be pretty hard for green to wall up his base. That's the only thing. It's very open. I don't like the look of this gold. Even I feel like, yeah, I guess that's fair enough that those sheep are there. It's kind of hard when you play like zoomed in. He's already luring his second boar, almost taken the first one. So I'm guessing he is going to open with scouts, because Mongol hunt bonus, it's like a fairly standard thing to do. And I would imagine the same thing for the Franks player. So yeah, I definitely, this version of Arabia, I don't really like it very much. I don't like the kind of thin wood lines of it. I don't like the openness. It's incredibly open, and I don't like these little ponds that exist, because sometimes you can scout like a tiny bit of a tree and you're like, oh, I'm gonna put a lumber camp here, and then you get like 2 tiles worth of trees out of it, and then you're done basically. So Franks versus Mongols, I guess it is an interesting matchup. It's a lot easier for Tarantula to wall, even if you wall to here and then like from here to here, and then from there to there, there's kind of like, he can create a choke point a lot easier for the green player to run into. I'm gonna call him the green player because it feels really weird to say the big one. It feels like I'm talking about an aircraft carrier or something like that. But I guess there are ways that green could wall his base, and there is a back gold, which I think is always very useful. Is there a back stone for Tarantula? No, there's not. Both of his stones are forward and at the front of his base, so if green goes to try and control those, it could be really useful with Franks having cheaper castles. That can be hugely advantageous to them, so if green manages to put a stop to that bonus and nullify it entirely, then he will be in a pretty good position. So what are we looking at here? Green already advancing to feudal age on 15 population. Are you serious? 13 villagers. 14 villagers total. He is going to the feudal age. That is insane. I have actually never ever seen that before on a regular game. I've only ever seen the likes of that on you know, the stupider things that don't matter, like when people play on turbo and stuff like that. But this is really crazy. I actually wonder like how much this sets you back economically, but I guess if you get scouts out on the field what is going to be a good 2 minutes earlier than what people would usually expect, this could really turn the game in his favor. He's already building a barracks, and Purple Scout does not see that as far as I can tell. No, he has no idea that there's a barracks going up there. I wonder, Tarantula is probably the best AoE player that I know, like that I have on my friends list anyway, that I've ever spoken to. And he does keep an eye on things. He probably knows that green is on his way up to the next age. Like, I feel like he kind of keeps a keen eye on the scores, and he would obviously see green's score drop, but that is an incredibly early feudal time. Like, I'm really surprised to see that. Really interesting strategy from him. Only 138 food. I don't know how he's going to be able to produce scouts though. Like, he's only going to be relying on sheep, and just the food from sheep doesn't come in as quickly as it does with the hunt. There's one more deer to be lured in, which I guess is going to help a lot, but is he even going to be able to make a single scout here? Not yet. So Okay, there's one scout coming out. I guess it's still a lot earlier than you would normally expect, and that's going to be the advantage that he's looking for. Oh, it's so unfortunate that he couldn't put that deer the whole way up to the TC. Not very good at speaking English very quickly, evidently. This is like the highest level Age of Empires that I've ever casted, and so I just feel like using the two best players on my friends list to get there is like a good way of going about that. So green is arriving with 2 scouts. Currently this looks like more of a scouting job in the sense that he's actually looking for information before the 3rd scout arrives. But see, purple is now already in feudal age, and he's going to be making a spearman already. Yeah, there we go. There's already a spear coming in. Purple has the added HP on his scouts, so like, see this attack here with his early scout rush, like this pretty much came to nothing. He only had 2 scouts, went up against a 54 HP scout. Oh, and he's taking hits from the spear. That's really bad. But he's retreating with his 2 scouts. He's going to do a forward spear, and I assume 1 more scout will be on the way. 2 more scouts on the way, actually. That's pretty interesting too. So, oh, this is a bad fight. You need to back away from this. Oh man, I fear that the green player has overcommitted too much here. But it seems to me that purple was also going for scouts. With only having the tree on wood, that's usually the main indicator. Oh, the stable is up and he is going for scouts. I was wondering, would he sit back and just defend with spears and then try and focus on his economy and getting more villagers out? But he's actually going on the offensive. These scouts are going to come over, or sorry, these spears are going to come over and defend against these scouts, and then I assume this army of scouts that is yet to be produced from this stable will go out. Oh, and purple might actually lose a villager here, which would, I think, give green a lot of worth from his scout rush. Like, you kind of have to get Vil picks. They do say it's great to like idle your opponent's TC and all that stuff, but killing villagers at an early stage of the game is definitely much more advantageous, and there's a quick wall going up in the form of a house from purple to funnel those scouts away, and he has defended this really, really well. I don't think he was caught off guard at all from the ridiculously early feudal. So we've just got, how is his economy doing is something that I'm actually interested to see. A 6 villager lead for purple. That's actually insane at this time of the game. If I were to tell you that 12 minutes into the game you'll have 6 villagers less than your opponent, you would say that you're definitely going to lose the game. Seems like purple has the advantage in this early fight too. I don't know what happened to green's spears. I actually seem to have missed that, not being paying attention. It's really hard to cast, evidently. But this fight is really like very much in purple's favor. You see this, he's got 54 HP on his scouts where green only has 45. Green doesn't even have a barracks. He certainly won't have been able to tech into bloodlines yet. He's probably not even on gold yet. He is not on gold. And so I don't know, an interesting start. I'm interested that the scores are both even. It's now only a 4 villager lead for purple, which does even the game up a little bit, and there's some good momentum there for green, forcing the aggression away from purple, and purple's going to come forward again, this time with 5 scouts and 1 spear. So we'll see how green will be able to defend against that. He sends the berry foragers over to gold, and actually every single one of them is going to go on gold. Are they? No, these ones are going on wood. Okay. And how many farms do we have for him? 8 farms, which is what they say you should make if you are doing a fast castle build. So 8 farms should theoretically be enough to continue villager production and work towards that castle age. And now green knows he has good game sense here to wall up it. Is he going to get this house down before these scouts come in? Oh, that's so unfortunate that he didn't, and he's going to lose both of those villagers. It's too far of a distance for them to be able to come back. He's going to lose at least 1. Will the second one go down? Probably not, because these scouts are coming in, and in the meantime he will re-wall the base. I still do not really like this villager's position. I think it's going to be bad news for her. Can he keep her alive? How many more hits is she going to take? Wow, she stays. Oh my god, that's so unfortunate. The quick wall attempt was so close, but she dies, and we have a KD of 6-3 in favor of purple. Now, does green know? He doesn't know that he also has to wall here. It doesn't have to be much, but like a palisade here, because that's still accessible for purple. But he has defended well, I have to say. I feel like his strategy was very ballsy and very all in. I feel like to go for that that early of a feudal age, you really, really have to do something. And it wasn't quite as effective as he'd have liked, but I still think he has defended well in spite of that. The TC is continuously producing villagers. He's got 28. He's still 7 behind, though. That's pretty shocking. And look at Well, let's see. We got more action going on up here. Purple will clean up. Oh, wait. Purple is actually in a much better position here than I thought. I felt like green had way more scouts on the field. Is he still producing? He's making spears. He's making archers. He's going into an archer switch. There's not much purple will be able to do beyond harassing those green gold villagers, and I'd like to see maybe just a palisade here and then maybe one here or something to discourage those scouts from pathing into that direction. But he will probably defend with spears. But let's just take a quick look at Tarantula's eco, because it is really, really good. This is the kind of eco that you can start pumping knights out with, and I think that that's going to be very, very bad for green, because he's actually not a million miles away from castle, but I don't know how far away from continuous archer production he is, and you really want to be making a lot of crossbows to be able to deal with knights, especially Frank knights, which just have an automatic HP bonus. But this is it's been an interesting game. Purple is being really annoying keeping those scouts active, and the archers are starting to come out for green, which is decent. Purple's on his way to the castle age, though, and let's have a look at his eco. Like, there's enough food and wood coming in here to be able to sustain knight production for quite a while. Has he added a second stable? Yes, he has. And I assume we're going to see some eco upgrades. Yeah, foraging is coming in. Which would make me think that he already has the armor. Yes, he does. So I don't know. I would much rather be in purple's position, but I admire the way green has done things so far. A very, very, very ballsy play from him, and that's what I like to see. Purple also walling up his base. He's going to be like extra safe while going forward, and then being able to boom behind it, which is pretty much like your ideal scenario in AoE. Just these tree archers, I don't know. So there's a second range going up. How close is he to clicking castle at the moment? Okay, he's relatively close, but I just worry about how far behind he's going to be. So his goal at this point is just to wall up his base here. There is a hole here. I don't know if he's aware of that, but there's nothing here. Well, now he'll surely be aware of it. Just a house here. And then you're fine, and then just keep an eye on the wood line. But this is why I don't like these thin wood lines in this version of Arabia. Like, they're so annoying to me. It also just kind of feels unfair. Like, they're never evenly distributed. For example, you could quite easily put a lumber camp here, and then you've got like a lot of wood, but with this one it's quite clearly not a very good defensive wood line. But Tarantula getting some excellent hits in on these archers here before he even has the knights coming forward. And the knights will come forward, and they'll come forward with even better upgrades. And there is nothing that archers are going to be able to do against them. They're going to have to be crossbows. They're going to have bodkin arrow. And that's nice. He picked off that scout. He is on his way to Castle Age. I really need to see this walled up, or else this entire wood line. And he's actually heading in that... Oh, no, he's not. Is he going to go in that direction? Oh my god, it's open there on the front that whole time? Oh, that's really bad. And there's a defensive tower going up. Will the wall go down? Okay, the wall goes down. Those knights are trapped in there, but like, knights being trapped in with your villagers is not really going to do much by way of protection for you, and the wood line is still open, and the GG is called. It's a victory for Tarantula. It was very comprehensive. I think that green actually played really well. It's just that he put himself on the back foot from that early feudal age and was never able to recover economically. Maybe if he had waited for an extra scout so that he attacked with 3 instead of 2, maybe if he had gotten 2 or 3 vill kills in early feudal age, it would have been different. But either way, it was a really fun game, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it. And game 2 will either be uploaded straight away after this or tomorrow, or I don't know, but that will be in the description anyways. We'll take a quick look at the statistics before it ends. We have, like, obviously just a comprehensively better economy, but that is what happens when you delay your feudal age a little bit. That's why fast castle economy. You go up to feudal a little bit later and all that stuff. I assume everyone knows these things. 23 units killed, 11 lost, and wow, he actually didn't collect as much wood. Was very similar to gold, but that food difference of 700, that's the difference between like however many scouts and whatever else. So yeah, that was only one vil difference in the end, but that would be the extra time spent in Castle Age and things like that. So nice, a very interesting game. The next one I understand is going to be Arena, so hopefully you guys are looking forward to that, and thanks for watching.